Hey, this is Shauna. Thank you so much for being part of my planner journey. And I wanted to share something with you that came up while I was using one of my tips from the last video that I'll link below. And it had to do with using ChatGPT to help you figure out what will work best for you in terms of making your process in your planner more productive. So if you're interested in hearing more about that, first hit that like button and be sure to stay tuned. I appreciate you for being here and hanging in there with me as I go through this series about my planner. I have the A7 planner size. As you all know, I'll link my previous planner videos below so that you don't miss a single component of this process. But one thing that I wanted to share with you is something that I added to my planner table of contents at the top here in my overview section happens to be, in addition to listing my routines and listing my planner process, a new section which is called productivity tips. So these are the things that I am going to be doing or trying to incorporate in my daily, weekly planning journey, if you will, that help me when I'm struggling with productivity. And I've actually just taken my routines page that you've seen 1,000 times in my previous videos, flip it on the back, and I actually wrote this out. Yes, I handwrite things because I've figured out that my brain works best when I'm writing by hand. That's just how I'm wired. It is what it is. So at the top, I have titled it, I'm not going to read this as it is, but I'll just share with you the gist of things. Productivity methods, techniques to use when I can't focus or make progress, when I'm not motivated, or I just need a change. So let's get started. There are 6 items listed here. I'll go through them quickly. The first item is body doubling. And this is something that I've been doing for several weeks now, but didn't realize this what it was. Body doubling is a technique that I'm going to be using when I can't seem to get started on a task. Have you ever had those experiences when you know you have 1,000 things to do, but you just cannot just get the motivation to just get started on the task? That is where body doubling is going to be clutch for me. And I found that it has been clutch for me. Now, body doubling is basically doing a task in the presence of someone else. I have been doing this by going to Starbucks or a local coffee shop and sitting in that coffee shop around other people. And this does not mean that these are people that you actually know. It doesn't necessarily mean that these are people that are working on the same task as you. It's just being in the presence of another person as you're working. Somehow psychologically, that motivates your body, motivates your brain to be productive and get things done. So body doubling is going to be that thing that I incorporate, and I would encourage you to try when you cannot get started on a task. The second item I'm going to be incorporating when I cannot manage my time, and that's going to be visual time blocking. Visual time blocking is the process of using highlighters or different colored pens to write brackets around certain areas of time to indicate when I'm actually going to get a specific task done. So what that allows you to do is manage how much time you're going to be spending on that particular task. One way that I have mentally time blocked is, from a personal perspective, folding clothes. Nobody likes folding clothes in this house, but it has to get done. What I will typically do is I will time block in my mind 5 minutes. I will set a timer for 5 minutes, and I will fold as much as I can within 5 minutes. And that is my way of time blocking that particular task. When I cannot manage the time that it's going to take me to get that done, and I don't want to be bound by the endless hours that it seems to take to fold clothes, that allows me to kind of set a start, set a stop, and that helps me manage that block of time. So visual time blocking is going to be very important. The next item is to task by energy or task by availability. What that means is when you look at your to-do list, create an estimate of time that it's going to take to complete that particular item. Certain items may only take 5 minutes. Calling your local dentist to schedule a dentist appointment probably is only going to take you 5 minutes, right? But if you put that particular time allotment next to that to-do item, that helps you to figure out when your capacity is limited, what are the to-do items that you can quickly tackle and get off your to-do list and be productive. Also, it helps you look in your planner or look at your day at a glance and figure out where in my day can I actually get the task of filling out that permission slip for my kid's activity done, or completing the residency documents for my kid's school. When can I get that done? That might be an hour-long task, especially if it involves you going to UPS or going to your local library to get something notarized. That can take longer than the 5 minutes that it takes you to get your dentist appointment scheduled. So doing your tasks by energy or by available time is crucial to making sure that you allot enough time to get specific activities done And when you find yourself in positions where you have an extra 5 or 10 minutes, you can look at your to-do list and figure out what can you quickly knock off that to-do list so you can feel and know that you're being productive. The next piece is having a rolling task list. And rolling task lists are important when your tasks keep lingering. I talked about this in one of my previous videos where you have a to-do list item that seems to stay on your to-do list week after week after week. And I talked about having a process for how you manage your to-do items so that way at some point the thing can get off your list, or you can delegate it or whatever you're going to do with it. Now, the tip that I mentioned in that previous video essentially is having a rolling task list. There's an item on your to-do list or your task list that does not get completed in that week, it can roll to the next week. The key is to denote second week or color coded a specific way, something that allows your brain to register, this is the second week that this thing has been on my to-do list, or this is the fourth week this item has been on my to-do list. And whatever makes sense for you, for me, if it's on my to-do list longer than 2 weeks, it needs to either be delegated, outsourced, or I need to evaluate whether or not it's a real to-do item that actually has to get done. And if it's not, it's out of there, and I will feel no guilt about taking it off my to-do list. The only exception is if it is an item that really does need to get done. Perhaps it's a situation where you need to break that task into smaller chunks. So for example, getting the residency documents approved for my kid's school involves going to the school's portal, finding the documents, downloading the documents, filling them out, having them notarized, and then scanning them back into the portal to upload to the school. That's several steps. So perhaps the to-do list item is not complete the residency documents for my kid's school. Perhaps the to-do list item is download residency documents. That's one really small thing that I can get done that allows me to make progress in that to-do list item without getting lost in the grandeur of the multi-step process that is completing residency information for my kids every year. So having a rolling task list is important for managing those tasks and those to-do list items when they continue to linger. Next one I love. I have not used this yet, but I'm excited to use it, and that is having a distraction parking lot. Key here is to capture distractions, but don't chase them. When you're working on a specific item or you are heads down on a project or whatever you're working on, and you keep having these little distractions and little things pop up, or need to fold clothes, need to call Sarah, need to do this, blah, 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 blah. Don't forget to do that. All those distractions are popping up in your mind and keeping you from being productive on the one thing that you're trying to do. Find a piece of paper somewhere and write all those distractions down. Have your distraction parking lot. So that way you can get it out of your brain onto paper and put the paper over here somewhere so you can focus where you need to focus on the project at hand. So the key is to capture those distractions. Just don't chase them. You can put those distractions to the side and even account for a time block section in your planner tomorrow or the day after or whenever you have availability that you can actually deal with those distractions. So capture them, don't chase them, have a distraction parking lot. The last item I'll mention is by far my favorite, and that is a rescue day protocol. Everybody's day goes sideways. Everybody has experienced it. You've done all the planning that you want to do. The night before, you had in your mind X, Y, and Z that you were going to get done. You had everything perfectly time blocked and color coded, and everything was just as it needed to be. And then you wake up and your kid is sick and you need to keep them home from school. And you also need to cancel some meetings because you need to make sure your kid is taken care of. Or something else happens. Who knows? Or get this, maybe your body and your mind is just too tired to deal with whatever it is that you have going on in your life. That is where a rescue day protocol comes into play. A rescue day protocol is a predetermined alternate process that you can follow that allows for some level of productivity when your day goes sideways or doesn't go as planned. This is a way to give you success indicators on your off days, we'll call it. And sometimes those off days are because something has happened that needs to be managed. There's a fire that's brewing that you need to address. Or sometimes it's just a matter of that you got up that morning and you just are not feeling it. You just cannot deal with it. The neurons just aren't firing the way they need to be. You're in perimenopause and you have brain fog that just will not let up. Sometimes you have those days, and those are the days where we need to have a rescue day process in place. I love this because it factors in the reality that I'm human and I can't be on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I can't be on 40 hours a week or 50 hours a week. That's just literally impossible. So the rescue day protocol is critical. And that process needs to be real simple. It needs to be 3 steps maybe 5 max, and include something to the effect of indicating what meetings you need to cancel or reschedule, acknowledging any new priorities that have come up. So if you need to schedule an appointment for your kid to get to the doctor or something of that nature, if you're not feeling well and you just need to get some Advil and a nap, whatever that looks like, identify those priorities for the day and creating a list of things that you need to get done the next day. So just like you're capturing those distractions, capture those items that need to be moved to another day or another week or delegated somewhere else so they are accounted for and you don't have to sit there worrying about them while you're trying to recover and regain your sanity just because your day went sideways. So I hope that is helpful to you. Again, body doubling when you can't get started, visual time blocking when you need help managing time, tasking by energy or available time when capacity is limited, creating a rolling task list for those tasks that continue to task list for those items that continue to linger, our favorite distraction parking lot so you can capture, not chase those distractions, and the ultimate self-care, the rescue day protocol, so that when your day goes sideways, not if, but when your day goes sideways, you have a plan for that too. I hope that's helpful for you. Comment down below and let me know, what other productivity methods do you have or do you use when you find it challenging to focus, to make progress, to stay motivated, or when you need a change. I'm interested to hear what you have on your list so that maybe I can add it to mine. All right. Thank you for watching and for being here. I do appreciate you. I would love if you would subscribe as we grow this community. And in the meantime, comment down below your favorite productivity tips, and I will see you again soon. Take care.